Everyone, it's Miss Joyce. Today we'll be multiplying multi-digit decimal numbers using the area model. Let's start by multiplying 1,403 times 52. The first step is to draw a rectangle. Then we're going to write the first factor in expanded form using addition. The first factor is this first number here, 1,403. Since the 1 is in the thousands place, the value is 1,000. The 4 is in the hundreds place, so the value is 400. So we'll add 400. In the tens place, we have a 0, so that means the value is 0. We could add 0 next, or we can go straight to the ones place. Either way, we'll get the same answer. So now, in the ones place, we have 3, so the value is 3. Next, let's write the second factor in expanded form using addition. The second factor is 52. The 5 is in the tens place, so the value is 50. The 2 is in the ones place, so we're going to add the value of 2. We can extend the rectangle to make it a little bit larger so we have enough space. Wherever we see an addition sign, we're going to draw a line. This breaks up our larger rectangle into smaller rectangles. Now let's find the area of each of these smaller rectangles by multiplying the number on top times the number to the left. So for this first rectangle, we're going to multiply 1,000 times 50, which is 50,000. Next, we're going to multiply 400 times 50. That can be a little tricky, but if you can do 4 times 5, you know that's 20. And then hundreds times tens is thousands. So our answer is going to be 20,000. Next, we're going to multiply 3 times 50, which is 150. For the bottom row, we're going to multiply 1,000 all the way at the top times 2 to get 2,000. Then we'll multiply 400 times 2 to get 800. Finally, 3 times 2 is 6. Lastly, we're going to add all the products together to get our final product. So we're going to just add all the numbers that are inside these rectangles. So we'll add 50,000 plus 20,000 plus 150 plus 2,000 plus 800 plus 6. Let's start by adding the ones place. All these zeros plus 6 is 6. In the tens place, we have these zeros plus 5 to get 5. In the hundreds place, we have zeros plus 1 plus 8, which is 9. In the thousands place, we have these zeros plus 2, which is 2. And finally, in the 10,000s place, we have 5 plus 2, which is 7. So our final product, or answer, is 72,956. Let's try one with decimals now. Let's try multiplying 2 and 6 tenths times 3. The first step is to draw a rectangle. Then we're going to write the first factor in expanded form. So the first factor is 2 and 6 tenths. The 2 is in the ones place, so we're going to write 2 ones. I like to include the place value name because it'll help when we're multiplying later. The 6 is in the tenths place, so we're going to add 6 tenths. Next, we're going to write the second factor in expanded form. So the second factor is 3, and since it's in the ones place, we're going to write 3 ones. Wherever there's an addition sign, we're going to draw a line to break up our large rectangle into smaller rectangles. Now let's find the area of each of these smaller rectangles by multiplying the number that's on top times the number to the left. So here we have 2 times 3, which is 6, and ones times ones is ones. For the second rectangle, we have 6 times 3, which is 18, and tenths times ones is tenths. Remember, when we multiply by ones, the answer is always the other factor. Finally, let's add these products together to find the final product, or the whole total answer. So in a place value chart, we're going to place 6 in the ones place. 18 tenths is going to have the 8 in the tenths place, and we're going to regroup the 1 to the ones place. We're going to place a decimal point in between the 1 and the 8 because it always goes between the ones and the tenths place. Wherever there's a blank spot, we're going to put a 0. And now we can add starting with the smallest place value, which in this problem is the tenths place. 0 tenths plus 8 tenths is 8 tenths. 6 ones plus 1 1 is 7 ones. The decimal point always goes between the ones and the tenths place, so we're going to put it between the 7 and the 8. Our final answer is 7 and 8 tenths. Let's multiply 3 and 5 tenths times 12. The first step is to draw a rectangle. We're going to write the first factor in expanded form. The first factor is 3 and 5 tenths. The 3 is in the ones place, so we're going to write 3 ones. The 5 is in the tenths place, so we're going to add 5 tenths. Now let's write the second factor in expanded form. The second factor is 12. The 1 is in the tens place, so we're going to put 1 10. The 2 is in the ones place, so we're going to add 2 ones underneath. We can extend the rectangle so that we have enough space. Wherever we see an addition sign, we're going to draw a line to break our larger rectangle into smaller rectangles. Now let's find the area of each of these smaller rectangles by multiplying the number on top times the number to the left. So for this first rectangle, we're going to multiply 3 times 1, which is 3, and 1s times 10s, which is 10s. Remember, whenever we multiply by ones, it's always the other factor. Now we're going to find this area. We're going to multiply 5 times 1, which is 5, and tenths times tens is ones. That's tricky, but if you think about a place value chart, here's the tenths place. 10 times greater is the place value to the left. So the place value to the left of the tenths place is the ones place. Let's try the area down here. We're going to multiply 3 times 2, which is 6, and ones times ones is ones. Finally, 5 times 2 is 10, and tenths times ones is tenths. Finally, let's add all these products together. We can do this in a place value chart. So we're starting with 3 tenths. So in the tens place, we're going to put a 3, and we can put a 0 in the ones place. 3 tenths is the same as 30. Now let's do 5 ones. We're going to place the 5 in the ones place. 6 ones means the 6 is going in the ones place. And now 10 tenths means the 0 is going in the tenths place, and the 1 is regrouped to the ones place. We can place a 0 in any of the place values that are empty, and put, or we can just leave them blank. So here we have the tenths place. Nothing plus 0 is 0. In the ones place, 0 plus 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 1 is 12. So we're going to place the 2 in the ones place and regroup the 1 to the tens place. Finally, 1 plus 3 is 4. Remember, we can place the decimal point between the ones and the tenths place. So our final answer is 42.